If it's true that defense wins championships, well then Alabama has a chance. The Tide defense dominating the identity of this year's team, and today against Louisiana Monroe, it was no exception. The Crimson Tide coming off a loss last weekend to Ole Miss, a familiar feeling after falling to the Rebels last year. The 2014 Alabama team went on to win out the regular season, win the SEC championship, and go to the first college football playoffs. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. This year's squad just trying to bounce back after last week. Nick Saban and the Crimson Tide looking to make a statement today. Off to a slow start until late in the first when Derrick Henry rushes in a 3-yard score. Bama on the board. Not allowed out of Henry today. Coach Saban said he was sick this week, so they decided to hold him out a little bit. Second quarter, Jake Coker finally finding his groove, and it's a 15-yard touchdown pass to Calvin Ridley, the freshman's very first college touchdown, and Bama takes a 14-0 lead. The Tide really unstoppable on defense. Louisiana Monroe was unable to get a first down in their first 6 drives. Bama's defense with 6 sacks. The offense starting to click in the second half. Coker connects with Ardarius Stewart to steal the scoring for the Tide at 34. The Tide defense shutting out ULM and only allowing the Warhawks 92 yards on offense. Our Andrew Clare has more.
1 week after losing to Ole Miss here at home, Alabama was able to respond to the tune of a 34-0 shutout over Louisiana Monroe. The Tide held the Warhawks to 92 total yards of offense and forced 2 turnovers.
Establishing, the kind of identity that we want to have as a football team, play with a lot of toughness, especially on defense. To give a team, 90-some yards is, really good. I thought we tackled well in space, got a couple turnovers. Did a good job on third down.
Reggie Ragland kept saying that no one's scoring us, and that's kind of been like the motto. So, we went out there and pitched a shutout. So that has to be the standard. You know what I'm saying? We didn't have the best game last week, so we just got to keep, creating our identity.
After posting big offensive numbers in the first 3 games of the season, Alabama went back to basics here on Saturday, just putting up a little over 300 yards of total offense. The conservative play helped the Tide, led by Jake Coker, find a rhythm.
I think I've been getting better, as we go. Last week, just couldn't pull it out, but I think the whole team is growing and we're getting better. Getting to play a lot, it's always a good time, so I was excited about it and had fun out there.
We've been averaging over 500 yards a game, and everybody's been complaining about the offense. And why don't we run the ball and why don't we do whatever? But we didn't have 500 yards today, all right, because we probably were a little more conservative than we need to be. But that was a little by design. And we're going to have to do more things more effectively against a good SEC team.
Alabama will look to build off this win. They will need it. For the first time since the 2009 SEC championship, they'll most likely be underdogs next weekend on the road in Athens, facing the Georgia Bulldogs. Reporting from Bryant-Denny Stadium, I'm Andrew Clare, WVUA23 Sports.
Great report, Andrew. And how about this? Since 2008, Saban and the Tide have bounced back to record a perfect 6-0 mark in regular season games after suffering a loss. That includes today's win after last week's loss. Alabama has outscored opponents 174-40 in bounce-back games.